In this video we have the results of the Nikon D5 head-to-head with the Nikon D800 in an outdoor shoot. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, the light was constant. Look at this, guys. Do you know, I thought that I saw more detail in the D800 shots in the shadows and the highlights, but studying this closely on this particular shot, I can't see an awful lot of difference, guys. Can you? Can you see any difference here? I'm really looking closely. This is crazy to look at this side by side. So the D800 images are in the 40s, 44 megabytes this one, and the D5 image was around 25 megabytes. They were all shot on the same settings, 1,000th of a second at f2 with an ISO of 100. Every shot was the same with my Sigma 1.4 85mm prime lens, so it's all done on exactly the same settings with the same lens. Admittedly, Tila is slightly closer to the camera in obviously the D800 shot, which is on the right here, D5 shot on the left, but wow. Where's that extra information, guys? Can you see it anywhere? Perhaps in the highlights. Do we get a little bit more in the highlights? I am baffled now. Baffled. These are all raw, unedited files, guys. It wouldn't have been right for me to edit the files and then show you the results. It just wouldn't have been a fair test. I can't see anything from this distance in these photos that I would say is a massive, obvious thing that there's one better than the other. Personally, quality-wise, I think that I have noticed the benefits of the extra pixels on the D800 in landscape photography. Do you know what? I've just stopped and looked from further away. I just stood back in the room and looked from further away, and I can see what I saw the first time I looked at these guys, which is that the D5 images look slightly higher contrast than the D800, and I think that it's actually like the mid-tones that you can see the information in. Does this make sense? So the D800 looks slightly less contrasty because there's more information there, and I think that's how it's showing up. But I did have to walk far back and look at them from across the room. I don't know, maybe like the D800 will come into its own at a higher f-stop, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean, guys? But in terms of at f2, like the D800 has 36 point, what is it? 36.3 megapixels. The D5 is 20.8, isn't it? So, yeah, wow. And, for printing and things, if you want to make big prints, you'll probably notice the difference if you, say, for example, brought one of these images up in Photoshop and looked at it at 100%, okay, you might start to notice the difference. I'm going to do it right now, guys. I'm going to do this right now. Hi, guys, I'm back. I just had a look at 100%, which is where you're viewing the actual pixels in Photoshop. Can't see any difference. I really honestly can't. But I do think that the best way to do a really super accurate test of this would be in the studio, because you would put the camera on a tripod and it wouldn't move, right? And you would keep it in exactly the same place, and the model sat down in exactly the same place. This is slightly difficult to do a direct comparison because I'm moving and Tila's moving, but I'm surprised that we can't see more of a difference in this, and amazing. I'm looking forward to doing more, like looking at different cameras in terms of like street photography and landscape photography. I'll leave you with some behind the scenes footage, guys. Thanks for sharing this space with me. In terms of actually using the D5 and the D800 on this shoot, I just enjoyed both cameras, really. There's nothing I actually... Okay, here's the thing. I've just noticed something. I'm about as familiar with the D800 as I am with the D5, because the D3 has always been my baby that I've got to know inside and out, right? I got the D800 as a second body years ago when I took on a wedding. I've never really learnt that camera inside and out like I did the D3. So I suppose I didn't have kind of the same, I don't know, like bond on, and just the bond with it and the knowledge with it. So the D5 I've not had long, so I'm not that familiar with the camera either. Obviously there's a lot similar and I know my way around the camera. But what I'm saying is, I guess I'm as familiar with the D800 as the D5. And in terms of enjoyment of using both, I loved using both cameras on this shoot. I think I was so incredibly amazed at what was visually in front of me. The light was absolutely stunning. It was in the perfect position in the sky for what we were doing. It was a lovely warm December light. Tila, this is the first time I've worked with her. We just hit it off straight away. We're getting on really well. We're having fun. We're in the zone. It was such a great vibe in the shoot. It was almost irrelevant what I had in my hand, you know? But I just got so excited that I wanted to do this little comparison. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll leave you with some behind the scenes footage. A butterfly actually landed on Tila. It was amazing. It was amazing. You should have been there.
Fine. Oh, there's a stay right there, don't move, Tila. What the hell? There's a butterfly. Look down at the butterfly. It just finishes the outfit off perfectly, doesn't it? It's in exactly the right spot as well. Whoa, that's insane. That is literally insane. Okay, this has run out. So that's a really good thing. I just can't believe it. There's two of them, look. Two? What? There's two, look. Can you see them? That is absolute magic right there. The butterfly just came and landed on Tila's arm. That's crazy.